Emotional safety is often described as a sign of maturity, the ability to regulate yourself, to remain calm, to avoid unnecessary conflict. It is presented as progress. At first, it genuinely is. Learning to stabilize your emotions changes how you experience the world. You stop reacting immediately. You stop escalating situations that don't require it. You learn to sit with discomfort instead of being consumed by it. This feels powerful. You are no longer at the mercy of your moods. You don't collapse under pressure. You don't explode when something goes wrong. You feel grounded. Emotional safety creates predictability, and predictability creates relief. You know what to expect from yourself. You know how you will respond. You know where your limits are. In a chaotic world, this matters. People trust those who seem emotionally stable, who don't overreact, who don't create unnecessary waves. So, you learn to soften your edges, to pause before speaking, to regulate before responding. You become easier to be around. This is the useful illusion. Emotional safety appears to be the foundation of a healthy life, a stable platform from which everything else can grow. And for a while, it is. But emotional safety has a second effect that is harder to see. Over time, it begins to redefine what feels acceptable. Not what is right, not what is meaningful, but what feels manageable. You start organizing your life around emotional comfort. You choose environments that don't challenge you too deeply, conversations that don't create tension, decisions that preserve equilibrium. Anything that threatens your sense of stability is treated as a warning sign. Not necessarily wrong, but dangerous. So you adjust. You compromise before conflict appears. You soften desires before they become demands. You reinterpret frustration as something to be processed rather than acted upon. The language changes. Instead of saying, "This isn't working," you say, "This is triggering something." Instead of saying, "I want more," you say, "I need to be careful." Emotional safety slowly becomes the primary value, and values shape behavior. You don't notice what you are losing because nothing collapses. There is no crisis, no dramatic failure. Life simply becomes smoother and smaller. You are protected from extreme lows, but also from extreme movement. Emotional safety removes friction, and friction is what forces adaptation. Without it, life stabilizes around what you already know how to manage. There comes a moment when this protection reveals its limit. Again, it is not dramatic. You don't feel overwhelmed. You don't feel out of control. You feel contained. You realize that most of your decisions are filtered through one question: will this disturb my equilibrium? Opportunities are evaluated based on emotional risk, not meaning. Relationships are maintained based on stability, not truth. Choices are made to preserve calm, not direction. You are not afraid, you are careful. And care has replaced courage. Nothing is falling apart, but nothing is expanding either. Emotional safety has done its job too well. It has insulated you from experiences that would force you to grow beyond your current shape. You are not avoiding pain, you are avoiding disruption. And disruption is not always destructive. Sometimes it is the signal that something no longer fits. But emotional safety interprets disruption as a threat. So you stay regulated, you stay composed, you stay still. This is the friction point, when stability becomes more important than movement, when calm becomes a constraint rather than a resource.
The assumption that needs to be removed is simple: that safety is neutral. It isn't. Safety shapes what you are willing to touch, what you are willing to lose, what you are willing to risk. Emotional safety feels like self-care, but it can quietly become self-preservation, not in the physical sense, in the psychological one. You begin protecting a version of yourself that feels stable, predictable, in control. Anything that threatens that version feels irresponsible. But growth does not negotiate with comfort. It does not ask permission. It introduces instability by definition. When emotional safety becomes the priority, growth is postponed indefinitely. Not because you are incapable, but because nothing feels urgent enough to justify disruption. The internal shift is not about abandoning regulation. It is about seeing what regulation has replaced. Calm has taken the place of direction. Stability has taken the place of movement. Once this is seen, emotional safety loses its absolute authority. It becomes contextual again, a tool, not a rule. And in that space, something loosens. Not action yet, not change, just the recognition that a life optimized for safety will never ask more of you than you already know how to give.
There is a quiet difference between being safe and being alive, between being regulated and being engaged, between calm and direction. Emotional safety protects what exists. It does not create what doesn't. And when protection becomes the goal, nothing new is allowed to arrive. Silence remains. No instruction follows. No reassurance appears. Only the sense that what feels responsible may also be what keeps everything the same.